Focus on the process, not the praise. Not the likes, not the wins, not the race. Don't stress what I can't control. I train my habits, I train my soul. And no shortcuts, no emotional mess. I trust the work, I do my best. The future's built by how I show it. I focus on the process again. Today. When fear talks loud about the end, I bring my focus back to the present. This rep, this breath, this choice right now. That's where power lives, not somehow. Dreams collapse when people wait. The process moves when you act with faith. I don't need guarantees to proceed, I just need discipline to repeat. Focus on the process, not the praise. Not the likes, not the wins, not the race. Don't stress what I can't control. I train my habits, I train my soul. And no shortcuts, no emotional mess. I trust the work, I do my best. The future's built by how I show it.
These will get welded in. That's kind of what that little notch was for right there. Get a little weld bead so it doesn't get in the way. They sit just like that, stick out both sides. It's made for this. And then there's going to be plugs. These pins are going to be in every hole. So that way you'll be able to adjust it wherever you want it. The pins won't come out, all the pins will be there. You'll just slide down and lock in right where you want it. And it'll look just like that. So I came up with this idea here. Kind of mimics what the bars are already with the pins and everything. But I totally made this so that I can adjust everything. For doing pull-ups, you can lower it down to wherever you want. Do your dips. I'm going to actually make a backrest and all for it, so you can actually do your leg lifts and everything, and it'll just clip on and clip off. You can actually even lower it down and get underneath it and do kind of like lay down type pull-ups. I'll kind of show you that real quick. Mostly it's just for dips and pull-ups and everything else, but I'll get you up a little bit closer here so you can see what I actually did. All right, so this right here was the original bar that was bolted to the top up there. It was bolted all the way at the very top. This was what you did all your pull-ups and everything off of, which I didn't really like. It didn't give you a whole lot of grip options or anything like that. Set that to the side. But that's, like I say, that's why I changed it to this. This is the entire machine. You couldn't see it in the first part, but I just basically mimicked the side brackets. Cut these out on my machine. These actually here are the original bracket off of one of these. I just took and cut these apart, used this, and then just beefed it up because it's really thin. I didn't want to over beef everything. But this was your original dips bar, but they were set up, as you can tell. If you had one there and the other one's way over here, you're like way spread out compared to like where I can adjust mine from way out here to all the way in if you wanted to. I just wanted them to be a lot closer. But I used this bracket here, cut everything off of it, beefed it up, as you can tell, even added a stiffener bracket here, thickened this up twice as thick. Same thing on the other side. And took this here, cut it to the full length so that it would lock in and out, and you can actually lift this whole thing up. It comes off, moves anywhere you want it to move. Also, I drilled more holes to put more studs in here because these only came up so far, and then that other piece bolted on, so there was no other holes. So I actually added a few more so I could get all the way up as high as I could. But drilled these little holes. You'll see in my other video where I drilled those out. They have a little dimple on every little spot where it's welded. And that's just to get a little weld bead in there. And that's all it needs. These here are actually made out of some tubing that I already had, some DOM tubing I had. It doesn't really need to be DOM, it's not that heavy, but that's just what I had laying around, so that's what I used. And I have these little lock pins that actually pop out, that actually slides down in here and locks that thing from being able to move. And these, when you get that pin out of there, these will slide out and move wherever you want them to go. Wherever you want them to go, they'll go. And they'll lock right in. And then you just take that pin, slide that pin in there, and it locks in behind there. So that thing can't slide anywhere on there. Same thing on that side. And like you see, I stiffened all that up. But yeah, they work out pretty good. I'll show you how. I'll have to put the video back on the stand and show you how this thing pulls down and moves all around. I did actually take these and make them removable. I didn't want to weld these in because if you move the bracket out so far, if you have this thing reversed, it can't go past that and clip in. So I made these removable just in case I ever get out that far. I can just slide these out like that, and it will actually clip on both sides still. But they're just easily removable on both sides. But let me pop you back on stand and I'll show you how this thing actually moves around. All right, so you can see how these things are positioned here. You can easily just do your pull-ups with it this way, or underhand if you want. Either way you want. You can even actually grab it this way, up in the front part. You can move them out as wide as you want, like I say. You undo these. And you got an inside grip once you turn them that way. So you can actually do your inside grip pull-ups, or again, your outsides. Same thing for down below if you want to turn them around. But the easiest way to do that is just bump that up, turn around and get out of the way. Spin up. But I like having them the other way, but normally I have them this way. And as you can tell, you had these on there instead of these. These were the original ones. You see how far out you were versus nice and close, depending on how, you know, how wide you actually like them. But these had no position movement. You couldn't move those at all. So I don't know if you can even see it from there, but let me show you over here how wide those are, how much difference there is in the width. But yeah, it's just kind of nice to be able to move everything around. Get these out of the way. And they change out just as quick. And like I said, then you can actually do your dips on it, or you can change your grip and do your grip out here, do dips. Like I say, I'm gonna eventually do the backrest, where you clip on a backrest here. It'll come up with a pad, and I'm gonna make some new of these to go with it, or either something that will slide onto this is what I'm kind of thinking, to where it'll have the little pad and the hand grips out here. And then that way you'll actually be able to get up on it and do your leg lifts on those. It's kind of hard to do it right now because you got your back up against these poles. But the other thing I was going to say is the underneath poles that I've kind of used for quite a bit is I won't go too low. Probably won't be able to see me. But if you run them down low enough like this, you can actually lay on the floor and do your floor pull-ups on there, or you can grip them the other way and do them like this. I just want to show how it turned out and everything. I don't even know if I'm even going to paint it. I'm thinking about just wiping a clear coat, a wipe-on type clear coat that soaks into the metal, so it doesn't ever scratch, because me moving everything around, it's just going to scratch up, because I don't have a way to powder coat something like this. So, and as far as our cabinet doors you see that are missing off the cabinets, we were in the middle of repainting everything in the kitchen, so that'll probably be a video for another day. But yeah, everything being pulled down, repainted, so it's gorgeous. Thanks for watching.